So today I am creating one full application. So you will get the idea that how all the phases of service-oriented architecture is again developed. So today I am using the Amazon Web Services for creating the RESTful API. And for the RESTful API, again I'm using DynamoDB. It's a virtual database provided by Amazon. So I'm creating the table in that DynamoDB, adding some record for the testing, then creating IAM policy. IAM policy is used for security purpose. Generally, IAM stands for Identify and Access Management. It enables you to manage the access to the AWS services and resources securely. So security is provided by Amazon. So I'm using the Lambda function. So using that Lambda function, I required some security access, and that security access is again provided by IAM policy and role. So after that, I'm creating the Lambda function using Python language, Python technology, and after that, I'm creating the API gateway. API gateway is used for creating the API, application programming interface. So web APIs are again created with the help of API gateway. So creating the API and deploying the API. So we'll cover the full example of database example, start from the scratch. So I'm going to show you how to use the cloud resources for creating the API, RESTful API. So let us see, let us start. So to create the API using the cloud resources, you require the cloud account. So AWS account is required for creating the resource means API. So this is what the AWS management console. So whenever you are logging to this AWS management console, it look like this. So today I'm using some services provided by Amazon for creating the RESTful API. So the first I need the DynamoDB. DynamoDB. So recently visited services are again listed here, but you will find the DynamoDB in the list. So it's a database. So there are different database. RDS is one of the database. DynamoDB is one of the database. So I'm creating the database using DynamoDB. So I'm selecting DynamoDB. So this is what the DynamoDB dashboard. It provides you the idea that the table created. So I have created the table. So let us see the tables. So I have just created one table for a demonstration, and the partition key is required at the time of creating the table. So if I am clicking on the create table, it will ask you the table name and partition primary key. So here the word is used in DynamoDB is the partition key. So the partition key is required. So I have created one student table, and I have used student underscore ID. The data type is string data type. So table name is student. So let us see the content inside the table. So student, the properties of student table is here. You will get the idea that table name is student. Primary partition key is student underscore ID. The data type is in string, and the important thing is we required some data for retrieving the data. So the three records are again available in this DynamoDB. I have added these three records with the help of Post API. So I'm going to show you. I will record a separate video for the post method. So using the post method, I have added the three records And now today I am going to show you how to retrieve the data from this DynamoDB database. So I have added the three records: the student ID, the string S1, student address, again the string data type, and student name, the string data type. So I have used the same data type for all the three fields: student underscore ID, student underscore address, and student underscore name. So please keep the attribute. Please remember the attribute, because this attribute is required while retrieving the record. Okay, so table, we have created the table. Table is already available. Record is already available. Now the next task is creating the security policy. So applying the security policy to access the Lambda function. So second is, so the table is created. So from the services, I am selecting the IAM policy in a new tab. So database is already created. Then to access, to use, to create the Lambda function, I required some security policy. So IAM is a management console. So welcome to identity and access management. It provides you the access rule. So read only access, write only access, execute only access. So read, write, execute access is provided to the user with the help of IAM. The full form is identity and access management. So let us see how to create the first thing is you create the policies. So how to create the policy? The environment is again provided by IAM. So they have the existing policies are again available. So I am creating the new policy. I am not using the existing policy. I am creating the new policy. So in the new policy, to create the new policy, you require the 4 phases: service, action, resources, and request condition. So let us choose a service. So here I want, I am interested in accessing DynamoDB. So DynamoDB. So I am accessing Dynamo database. All Dynamo DB actions selected. So I want all the Dynamo DB actions, means I want the list access, read access, tagging access, write access, all the access related to DynamoDB. So action is selected, then click on resource tab. Again in resource tab, select all the resources. I have selected all the resources. Then click on review policy. Again in review policy, you just give the policy name. The policy name DynamoDB policy. So I have created the policy, and name of the policy is given as DynamoDB underscore policy. Please remember the name. Create policy. So DynamoDB underscore policy has been created. So the first task is completed. Policy we have created. Now I am assigning the role to the user. So click on roles. Click on create a role. So I am creating the role. So in the role, I want to choose a use case related with Lambda. So I want allow Lambda function to call the AWS services on your behalf. So select, I have selecting the Lambda function. Lambda function, then you click on next permission. Then search the policy. We have already created the DynamoDB policy. So select the DynamoDB policy. So see here. So select the DynamoDB policy. Select the DynamoDB policy. So I'm creating the role for accessing DynamoDB. So select the DynamoDB policy. Click on next tag. So it's a add tag. It's optional. So just click on next. Give the role name DynamoDB. DynamoDB role. So I'm creating DynamoDB role. So create role. So DynamoDB role. So create the DynamoDB role. So see here, the role DynamoDB underscore role has been created. So our role is created. So we have covered the second step. First is login to AWS account. Second step is creating the table, records, primary key, remembering the primary key. Then the third step is creating identity and access management. So IAM policy. So we have created policy and assigned the role. So the next step is creating the Lambda function. So let us start the process of creating the Lambda function. So for that, from the services, you click on services and select Lambda function in a new tab. So DynamoDB, one tab. Second, IAM management console, and the third tab is used for the Lambda function. So Lambda function is used for retrieving the data from the Dynamo database. So for that, in Lambda is providing you different functions. So you create the functions in AWS Lambda. So creating the function. So I'm creating the function from the scratch. Give some relevant name. Get student info by ID. So get student by ID. So I'm showing you the process of creating the function from scratch. So author from scratch. So basic information provided. Then runtime environment. So different language supported by AWS, .NET, Go environment, Java, Node.js, Python, Ruby. So from this, I am selecting Python. So after selecting Python, the next is the permissions. We have already created IAM policy and role. Therefore, this role is again execution role is required to process the function. So from this also you are able to create the function, means the security policy. So see here I am already created. I have shown you the process of creating the role. I am using the existing role. So DynamoDB role, what role we have created, and just click on create function. So the successfully created the function get student by ID. Please remember the name. So see here, to write the function, the environment is again provided by Amazon. So I'm writing the function, Lambda function, to retrieving the data from database. So this is what the function I have written. I'm going to explain this function. Here in Lambda function, I have imported one of the library. The library name is Boto3. So Boto is what? Boto is the Amazon Web Services, AWS Web Services. Uh, this SDK provided by Amazon for Python. So this library provided by Amazon for Python, and this library enables the Python developer to create, configure, and manage the AWS services such as EC2, S3. So Boto provide easy to use object oriented API. So this Boto is provided the API for the user. So this is the code. So Boto, I have imported the library function which is provided by Amazon Web Services. Um, Again, database connectivity, DynamoDB equal to Boto3 is the name of the library dot resource, and I'm using the resource provided by DynamoDB. Then table. So Boto3 documentation is again available on Google. Just before executing the code, you visit that particular library, read all the commands, and understand the library. So table equal to dynamo.table, and the table name is student. So see here, our table is we are using DynamoDB, and the table name is student. So table name is student. Table name student. So table name student. Then define lambda handler. So lambda handler is one command which is used to execute the event. So the event we are passing the event. We are providing some input from app gateway. Through the app gateway, I am passing the query parameter to this lambda function, and lambda function passing that parameter to the DynamoDB. Then here I have taken one field, student ID. So I am passing the student ID field, and when the student ID field is passed, then response equal to table dot get item. So I am passing the student ID, and this student ID is again represented in the form of JSON. So this is what the JSON representation. So if that student ID is found in the DynamoDB table, then you retrieve the all the item means the record, the full record, student ID, student name, and student address. So this is what the lambda function which is used for retrieving the data based on student ID. So I have not yet created API gateway. Still, you save this particular function, save the function. Then let us try the function, test the function here. So our function is working okay or not. So first let us test this function here in Lambda environment, and if the function is performing okay, then we'll move towards the last part, that is API gateway. So I'm clicking on. So configure the test environment. You click save the function, configure the test environment. So this is what the test environment provided by Lambda for testing the function. So it required the function name get student ID, get student by ID. So this is the method name get student by ID, and here we are passing the value student ID. So the student ID variable name and the value. So value is S1. So I am showing you the values. The student ID and the student value is S1. So let us see. function we have written, we are passing the values, create the environment. After creating the environment, test this particular environment. We are passing s to this particular lambda function. So click on test. Click on test. And see here the response. We are getting the first student information. Ahmednagar, Mahesh Poddar, and student ID S1. So you will get the idea here also. The execution result succeeded. Click on details. So you will get the first student ID. So our lambda function is running successful. So after the lambda function is running for successful, then you create the app gateway. So the last portion, last part is creating the API and deploying the API. So for that we required API gateway. So create the API gateway in new tab. So see here the API gateway environment. So this is what the API gateway environment. I have already created one post method. So today I am creating the get method for getting retrieving the data from DynamoDB with the help of Lambda function using the query string parameter. So query string parameter. So for that I am creating a new API. So the procedure of creating the REST API. So you just click on the button called Create API. So API gateway, it will provide you different types of API, HTTP API, WebSocket API, REST API, and REST API private API. So private API used within the organization, and the REST API, this REST API is used for public purpose. So it's a private. So I'm creating the REST API. So out of these four API, I'm creating the REST API. So build the REST API. So I'm clicking on build button. So choose the protocol. So I'm using the REST protocol. Then create the new API. The API name. Get student API. So get student API. The name of the API I have given as get student API. Create the API. So creating the API. So this is what the environment is provided by the Amazon for executing the API. So the API is created. So on the API, we are performing different actions. So the first action is creating the resource. The resource name. So I am executing using the REST API on student resource. So name of the resource I have given as student. So create resource. So resource is created. After creating the resource, the second step is creating the method. And from the method, I am selecting the get method. And just click on the bar. So the I am creating the get method, and through this get method, I am calling the lambda function. We have already created the lambda function. So integrate the lambda function with the API gateway. So API gateway lambda function. What lambda function we have created? Get. See here, the lambda function is coming here. Get student by ID. Select that and save that lambda function for this get method. So for the at the time of saving, it asks you that add the permission to lambda function. So I'm adding the permission. Okay. Okay. Then this is the environment is provided by Amazon for executing the get method. So to test the get method, the environment is again provided. So to execute this particular environment, we require some settings here, two settings. The first setting in method request and second setting in method request and second setting in integration request. So let us see the first method request. So in method request, you select the URL query string parameter and provide the query string. So I am providing the query string student ID as a query string. So passing the student ID. So student ID is the query string. So method execution provide the URL query string parameter and query string parameter is student ID. So method execution. So method request we have added the query string parameter student ID and integration request. Click on integration request. I'm using the mapping template. So the mapping template required for passing the data to this particular web API in JSON format. So content type, I want the data in JSON format. So application/JSON. Application/JSON is the formatter used for retrieving the data from the database. So it will ask you change the pass-through behavior. Yes, secure this integration. So I'm giving the permission. Secure this integration. So see here the two setting method request and integration request. So method request is over, integration request is over. So here in integration request, I'm clicking on integration request. We have set the content type as application/JSON. So here the path is provided. From this environment, we are passing the input query parameter to the lambda function. So here the test the data from the function we required. So we have tested the lambda function. Now testing this particular API. To test the API, the input is provided like this: curly braces start, the end curly braces, then curly bracket, and then double quotation JSON formatting, student ID, double quotation complete, student ID, double quotation complete, then colon, double quotation start, double quotation end. In double quotation, provide the parameters. So here the function is used for passing the parameter. Query parameter is dollar input is the function dot parameter and use the bracket, and in the bracket pass the student ID parameter. So student ID double quotation start, student ID, double quotation complete, colon, double quotation dollar input dot params parameters, bracket, single quote the student ID, single quote complete, bracket complete, double quotation complete. So save these parameters we are passing through API gateway. So save. So save this. So after saving, so method execution. So method request and integration request. So in integration request, we have passed the parameter. So after passing the parameter, so the requirement for testing the query string and integration request is again configured, and now we are ready to test the get function. So just I'm clicking on the test function. Student ID equal to S1. So S1 is the student ID. So API gateway pass the pass the query string in API gateway. Just click on test button. See here, see the response body. It will showing you the S1 is represented assigned to Mahesh Poddar, Ahmednagar and S1. Suppose I am passing the second student, just clicking on test. It is showing that the second student is Shubhangi Poddar. So see the request parameter slash student question mark. So here this is called as the query string parameter. So here student ID is passed equal to S2. Status 200 means the method is executed successfully. So the status code 200 is used for successful execution. So our get method is successfully running. Then the next thing is we have already created the API, we have tested the API. Then the next step in service-oriented architecture delivery life cycle phases is the deployment phase. So how to deploy the web services on cloud server? So click on action, then select deploy API. So deployment stage. So the new stage name development or beta. So I'm selecting development stage. Then just click on deploy button. So the web services is deployed on development environment. This is the get method, and to the URL. So URL is again provided. We have already seen the weather forecasting URL. So similarly, URL is provided by Amazon for testing purpose. Now this URL is available for the user or requester for invoking this particular service web API using Amazon cloud resources. So click on this, copy this particular URL, copy this particular URL, copy this particular URL, copy this particular URL and open the testing tool. So here I am opening the testing tool. See here. So for testing the this particular application, I am using the SOAP UI tool. So I am showing you how to test the URL. So SOAP UI is a testing tool provided by SmartBear. You can use SOAP UI or you can use Postman as a testing tool. So generally the companies use SOAP UI and Postman for testing the RESTful API. So this is what the SOAP UI environment. So we want to test the REST API. So I'm creating REST. Then you just provide the copied URL. So I have copied that URL REST that URL provided by the Amazon. So I have copied that URL. Clicking on OK. Clicking on OK. So see here, Amazon means this SOAP UI is again provided the environment for testing the method. Our method name is, there are different methods. So from this method, so today I have shown you the process of creating the get method. And here this get method requires some parameter for execution. So parameter student ID and the value is S1. So just pass the parameters. So see here, this is the URL provided by Amazon. Resources, development and development environment. This student URL is API is again running, and I am passing the parameter question mark student ID equal to S1. How to execute this particular request? You just click on this submit button. The submit button. So I have submitted. So let us see the result. Result is again we have selected the JSON type. So see here the first record is fetched from the database. I have added 3 records. S1. Let us test second. S2. S2 value. Just close. Then execute the URL. So you will get the second record. Let us test the third record also. S3. And run the. So now the UI means the URL is ready for means running on the internet server, cloud server, and user can access this API with the help of this particular URL, this endpoint URL. So today I have shown you all the phases of this SOA life cycle, delivery life cycle, starting from designing, means analysis, designing, coding, then deployment, and after deployment, the administration. So if this web service is running on the server, so increase the load or decreasing the resources, increasing the resources, decreasing the resources. So load balancers are again used. If the demand for a particular service is increases, load balancer added by the cloud resources, Amazon. So this is what the procedure today we have covered, all the 4 phases. So we have used DynamoDB, then we have seen the Lambda function in Python, and we have used the API gateway for creating the API and deploying the API also. So I'm showing you one more thing. So the URL is provided by Amazon student ID equal to S1. So testing this particular URL with the help of the browser URL. So I'm not using here the testing tool. So see here. So the URL is available, and this URL is running successfully on the internet. So S1. So first record is retrieved. Second record. So I have shown you how to test this URL using the SOAP UI. So second username and the third username. So testing, you use the testing tool for get method, or you can use you test this particular URL simply using this particular method, the third record. So today I am covering this much only. So if you like the video, so just click on like or subscribe my video.